Greetings, this is Frosty Thundertrod, and today I am showing you a real-life video. Last night here in southwest Michigan, we got about 10 inches of snow here on the homestead. Me developing this homestead area on the old family farm is going to become a real-life video series. I've got two areas to work with, one of which I'm showing you now. The old corn crib here really isn't part of it. That's being used to store hay for the livestock rescue. But I thought it would be a great introduction to this series, even though, there's no way I'm going to be getting any actual work done out here. But it is quite a beautiful sight, seeing all this heavy and wet snow on the trees. And the knotweed. The knotweed is going to pose a huge problem for me to have to deal with. This area up here, this is the livestock rescue. That's not part of my homestead area. However, I can use this area here. There used to be pigs kept in this area, but you can still kind of see some of the infrastructure left over from them. Right over here, you can't really see it, but there's a foundation of an old bank barn. I'm going to pretty much put the chickens in this area here. Right here is a collapsed old root cellar. I don't think it's salvageable, but I'll try digging it out and see if there's something I can do with it. Bush hog. Now, as we get out down here, it starts to form a hill. On this hill area, I'm going to run sheep. There's some apple trees mixed in there. These are very, very old apple trees. Once upon a time, this entire farm was a fruit orchard. But most of the fruit trees have been cut down. There are still a few apple trees around out here, but they haven't been taken care of in decades. Like right here, this entire stand of trees is apples. And there's a couple, defined apple trees within it, but all the years of apples falling and then growing wild have kind of over-thickened it. There's some more over here on the other side of the driveway. Now, fortunately, this far back, the knotweed kind of abates. Now this more open area before it turns into a steep hill is where I'm going to put my garden. The soil out here is very sandy. It's a grown over sand dune essentially. And then, on the hill itself I'm going to have sheep because sheep love hills. And then down at the bottom of the hill there's a relatively flat pasture area. But knotweed has really gotten bad up in that area. And here you can see the sassafras trees. Sassafras is a light wood that grows very fast, very aromatic. It has a very strong and pleasant smell. We typically use it for grilling outdoors. It was also used to be used to make root beer with. It was kind of stopped for a while because there's a chemical in sassafras which was linked to cancer. But that chemical can be abated by proper techniques when you're using sassafras, so it's not that big of a deal, and for the most part these restrictions have been lifted over the years. Here's Asshole. He was somebody's pet house cat, and he just got dropped off and moved into the barn. He follows me around whenever I'm outside. He tried to move in. We tried to take him into the house as a house cat, but he has very poor house manners. Even though he's neutered, he sprays and marks territory. So while he's a great big fluffy loving cat, you know, he's not suitable to be a house cat. Yeah, see here how dense this is. So once the snow melts off in a few days, I'm going to go through with the chainsaw and thin this out, you know, just have a couple trees in here and then get them all trimmed up nice and regular. Here is a foundation for an old building. It used to be used to house the migrant farm workers. When my family was trying to buy this back in the 90s, the owner knocked down almost all the old outbuildings out here. There was several. There was one over there, one here, one there, and then the root cellar. He knocked them all down, you know, in an effort to improve the land value, you know, which was really a shame because we wanted those outbuildings. All right, there's the well. That's been, in the last couple of years, that was updated from the old standard well, screen well to a modern PVC well. Asshole's continuing to follow me. There's some of the horses back there for the livestock rescue. Yeah, I can use this area here up to the fence. This is a little sitting area for the people to come out to work the livestock rescue, so they can sit down and have a break on a hot summer day underneath a little bit of shade. My wife's camper and the Lincoln she uses to pull the camper. There's my work car. I gotta put brakes on the front of it and figure out why the brake lights don't work. But it's a 1981 Ford Fairmont with 70,000 original miles on it. Beautiful car. I think I'm going to do a series on as I fix that up too. And here's the tractor I get to use. It is a 9N. The only attachments I have for it are the brush hog you saw back and this bale spike. So as it sits now, not particularly useful to me. The only other tool I have at my disposal is this David Bradley. It does not run, but it's complete and it turns over, so I'm certain I can get it to run. And in here are the only animals I have to my farm yet. Yeah, 5 ducks, 4 Ancoas, and 1 mixed breed Muscovy. It's definitely not a pure blood Muscovy because it's too small and the coloring's wrong, but you can tell by the flesh around the eye that it's partly Muscovy at least. No eggs. Even though it's January, they are laying eggs. I'm getting, you know, like, I get like 2 eggs every other day. You know, we've got a whole bunch of old tires and stuff around here because before I came back to the farm, my nephews were running a junking business out of here, so I got to clean up a whole bunch of tires. This area was used as a shooting range because, you know, the woods make a good backstop, and there's a big sand hill back there. This entire area here, well, right there you can see what's left of the old outhouse. Once again, my stupid nephews, you know, broke that up. They pushed it over for some reason and it just broke up. It was there when I got there. Right there is a goldfish pond. This entire area I'm going to turn into like a small park-like area, you know, so family has a place to come outside, grill, because we got all these great big beautiful old trees here, and then some scragglies mixed in with them. Now this wooded area out here is the second area I have available to use for the homesteading. I can go all the way out to the property line. But as you can see, these woods are in rough shape. They got really hit hard by the beetles. So there's a lot of dead wood out here that needs to be cut up. I mean, a lot of this can be firewood, so I can, you know, cut it up and sell it to the tourists in small bundles, you know, for campfire wood. Since they're going to be burning it here in the area, it's, you know, healthier for everybody if they burn wood from the local area than moving it around. And I'm also thinking that I'm going to leave a lot of this, while I cut up the big wood and move it out, I'm going to leave as much of the small stuff out here as I can so that it can rot back into the soil. I don't know if you can see it, but far back in the distance, right over there, there's a big old weeping willow. It's a unique tree on this property. It's the only one we have, and right at the base of that is the foundation for the original cabin when the pioneers settled this land in the 1800s. Ooh, I just got clobbered by a big clump of snow off of the tree. Fell right down the back of my neck into my hoodie. Yeah, because it's just coming above freezing now, so in a couple hours all the snow's going to be gone off the trees and this view will be gone. There's the back side of the house. Not really going to show that much because it's not going to be part of my homestead, but the original portion of this house was built in the 1850s. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I hope to make a regular of this series as time goes on, and maybe the old Fairmont will get a series of its own too. Bye.